Hi everyone, if this is your first time watching one of these videos, thank you for joining me today. And if you have been following along with this series, welcome back to another IELTS preparation video. My name is Joanne, and today I'm going to be talking to you about the speaking section of the IELTS exam. Today I will be focusing on part 3 of the IELTS exam, and our topic is food and health. Remember, the speaking exam lasts roughly 15 minutes and is split into 3 parts: the interview section, the individual long-term section, and the two-way discussion section. Be sure to take a look at the previous videos in this series for more help and information. You'll be able to find information on the exam itself, tips and useful phrases, as well as example questions and model answers. As I said, the focus of our video today is part 3 of the exam, which is the two-way discussion section of the exam. This part lasts roughly 5 minutes. In this section, the examiner will ask the candidate further questions related to part 2 of the exam. This section moves away from talking about personal information or experiences and requires the candidate to talk about more abstract issues and ideas. Today, I will be looking at the marking criteria of grammatical range and accuracy. So, what is it? Well, it refers to the candidate's ability to use a range of structures and how well they use them. As well as the rules of language, this considers the communicative functions of speech. Here you can see the marking criteria for grammatical range and accuracy for a Band 7 answer. You are still able to make some grammatical errors, but you should be able to use a range of complex structures with some flexibility, and you should frequently produce error-free sentences. When you are practicing at home, remember to check your answers against the marking criteria and think about what you could do to improve your answer next time. I will link the IELTS website where you can find all the marking criteria in the comments. Keeping in mind the marking criteria that we just looked at, let's take a look at our first sample question for today. So, our first question is, what is the best way to get fit and healthy? So, what kind of grammar structures could we use in our answer? So, when I read that question, some grammar structures come to mind. For example, adverbs of certainty and modals. Remember, for a Band 7 answer, you can still make some errors, but you need to use a range of structures. So it is better to try to use a variety of structures instead of only using simple sentences. Here's a model answer with the suggested grammar points highlighted. Remember, the question is, what is the best way to get fit and healthy? And the suggested answer is, this is certainly an important topic. You can find so much advice on this issue that it can be overwhelming for people. So many people are searching for the one quick fix that will make them fit and healthy. This creates a lot of fads and trends. In my opinion, you should aim to be consistent and definitely avoid following every new fad. You must set realistic goals that you will stick to. It is probably unrealistic to give up your favorite food, so don't try, as you may not eat it for a while and then binge later. You should try to eat healthy foods that you like and definitely find some form of exercise you enjoy. And remember, consistency is key. Let's take a look at another question. So, the question is, tell me about a kind of exercise you'd like to try. So, What grammar structures do you think we could use in this answer? Remember, the question was, tell me about a kind of exercise you'd like to try. The grammar structure that I suggested using was the second conditional. We use the second conditional to talk about present or future imagined situations that are not likely to happen, or are imaginary or hypothetical, or impossible. For example, if I wasn't watching TV now, I would be swimming. Here's a model answer with the different grammar points highlighted. Remember, our question was, tell me about a kind of exercise you'd like to try. And my suggested answer is, currently I enjoy doing yoga, and if I got the chance, I would love to take a yoga teaching certificate. I remember once when I was on holiday, I saw a class advertised to do sunrise yoga on the water. At the time, I didn't try it, but if I got the chance, I would love to try this new kind of yoga. It looks very cool. You take a paddleboard out on calm water and do your yoga routine on the board. Another skill that the examiner is assessing is how well the candidate pronounces the language. As well as the communicative effect of the candidate's pronunciation, there is an evaluation of how much strain it causes the listener and how noticeable their accent is, although the accent itself is not a problem. Candidates need to be able to produce the phonological features of speech. Here you can see the marking criteria for pronunciation for a Band 7 answer. As you can see, you can mispronounce some individual words or sounds that reduce clarity at times, but you must be able to use a range of pronunciation features and be generally understood. There are many different ways that you can practice your pronunciation at home. For example, tongue twisters or listening to yourself from a recording. Now let's take a look at another example question and its model answer. This time we will focus on the pronunciation of that answer. So, our question is, why are more people becoming overweight and obese in so many countries? And the suggested answer is, that is a very interesting question. In my opinion, more people are becoming overweight and obese in so many countries because of modern lifestyles. Modern day diets are much more processed than our diets have been historically. Highly processed food is not always healthy, which can lead to weight gain. Additionally, we live ever more sedentary lifestyles, which the pandemic probably made worse with more people working from home. So, we've got some tricky words in there. I recommend breaking those words down into their syllables and practicing them again and again so that you can say them confidently. As you can see, I have broken some of the trickier words down into their individual syllables. So, the words are processed, historically, then we have processed again, and finally, sedentary. If any of those words are tricky for you still, make a note of them and repeat them several times until they feel more natural. Remember, you can always check your pronunciation of a word by Googling it. Another way to practice your pronunciation is to speak in front of a mirror and check that you are creating the right shape with your mouth when you are speaking. Now it is time for the tip of the day. And today's tip is, try to speak a little English every day. Remember, consistency is key. A goal such as getting a Band 7 in the IELTS exam can seem intimidating. But if you break it down into lots of little goals, it can become a lot less scary. A good way to do this is to try and use a little English every day. You can listen to music and sing along, or listen and repeat TED Talks or podcasts.
Thanks for watching. Don't forget to subscribe, hit the bell, and check out our other videos. You can find loads of useful links in the description below. Let's get started!